Testing, testing. Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. This is December 31st, 2022. Before I say anything, I was able to get a video up today, this being this one. Happy New Year to everybody coming up. I will probably be gone tomorrow, most likely, so I might not have a video tomorrow, so I thought I'd pop one in here. And a very good question came up in the last video, or at least this morning, on one of the comments that I replied to, because might be a new player. A lot of times you see me using Dotlan on here as a third-party player, and so in Dotlan is a third-party mapping thing for Eve. It shows all the maps of all the systems and all sorts of different things. And he asked, is that the best map that you can use? My understanding is, as a third party, it is the best one. It's the one that I use all the time in conjunction with the in-game map. Right here, you see me use both of them all the time to try to figure out where I want to go, what I want to do, that sort of thing. I use the filters to try to keep myself a little bit safer. Then you got Dotlan here. There we go. So this is the in-game map here. The out-of-game map is Dotlan here. It has these. So show you the difference. Right now, where am I at? I am in Everyshore. I'm in Everyshore? I'm in Genesis, I thought. Oh, there I am, over here. I'm going to something. Doesn't matter. Sync liaison, I thought I was going to. So, there is a reason why I was going to do this video, and then I was playing a little bit this morning and ran into a perfect situation to kind of use to show the use of both windows. And maybe I'll delve a little bit deeper. I think I did a video quite a while back where I kind of talked about this. Again, this is just some really basic stuff. Maybe you pick up something that I don't know. Maybe you know something that I don't know. I'm not going to be able to cover everything involved with both of these map systems, but if it gets you digging deeper into them, it can be really helpful in the game and get you more immersed in the game. Now, when I used to play, I used to only use Dotlan. Now, also, if there is a better mapping site out there, a better way of doing it, please feel free to comment section in the comment section. I'll let everybody know about it. But long story short, currently I'm in Genesis, so we'll do a search here for. Well, first thing you can do is you can start off. I always like to start off with the universe. This kind of gives you a basic feel of all the different regions in Eve, and it kind of gives you a feel for how big Eve is. And then I was in Genesis, so we'll just search around here and we'll look for Genesis. It's in my head, right there. Okay? So it is an uncontrolled system or region. It's not controlled by a bar or the Glente or anything like that. It is on its own. And then you can click on the system there. Now I am in Clyde right now. Okay. So now one trick that you can do here, obviously you can just sit here and go, okay, where's Clyde at? Where's Clyde at? Where's Clyde at? The other thing is, obviously, you can just do a search. C-L-E-Y-D. Now you can do this whether you're in the region or not. If you go ahead and do the search there, it will then circle it right here. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up today is, or this seemed like a really good point, was I am setting up my characters, if you've watched the last couple episodes, where they're researching basic blueprints so that I can take those basic blueprint copies out to farthest regions of space and be able to carry those out. So I'm going around and collecting a few and organizing myself a little bit better. And I've decided I'm going to focus William Pilgrim on the Minmatar side mostly. and then my other character, Amanda Rose Pilgrim, on the Amar side. Now, Amanda Rose is a little bit more skilled in blowing up ships. She can actually fly up to battle cruisers in Amar, whereas William Pilgrim can only fly up to destroyers. I've been purposefully with William Pilgrim focused on the side skills, the gunnery, making sure I can do all of that before I progress. Where when I played with Amanda, um, hey puppy, how you doing? How you doing? No stick today? Wait, she's actually brought me 3 or 4. We're trying to learn not to do that anymore. Good girl. Good girl, you're gonna go up on a mountain tonight. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Okay. Good. Off you go. You want to stay? Can't stay. I gotta talk. Off you go. Good girl. She'll be back. Actually, she's going to sit right here next to me. So, long story short, I've been going and accumulating a few blueprint originals and then researching those and changing them into blueprint copies. Decided to do that with Amanda Rose Pilgrim, and I wanted to move up to the medium level gunnery. Um, totally basic, start from scratch, learn from that, so whenever you do fly the tech stuff, you're knowing how to use it versus just using it. Maybe you can find out some weird things with that. So I flew out to Amar because Amar is where I can get lower priced BPOs, the Amar region, and I picked up a bunch and threw them into my little scanning ship. Nothing special. It's the one that I was using a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. It doesn't have a cloak or anything like that. I just travel around. I don't carry a whole lot of money on me or ISK like the real world. And I loaded up a set of blueprints. Very basic. I got all of the ammo I might need because she's going to be first going out to Minmatar space, the Great Wildland. So not going to probably have access to those. And I loaded up some guns. Down the road, there's a lot of things I got to add in, the defensive parts of it, maybe some heat sinks, some rigs, stuff like that. But this is a basic start, so that whenever I take these back to Offay, which is where I'm on my way to, um, the the I'll be able to drop those in and research them while I'm on away from my computer for 2 days. And then I'll come back, I'll load them up, make some blueprint copies, take them out, and keep researching those. That said, why does this pertain to maps? Well, I just went and got some stuff, and I'm trying to get back home. Now, if you look here, to go from Clyde, where I'm at right now, and stay only in HiSec, this is all HiSec systems, the most direct route to get back is 39 jumps. Okay. Now, if I change my autopilot to less secure, or actually shorter, there we go, we'll change that down to 9 jumps, which is a huge amount of time. It's probably about a half an hour, if not longer, of travel time to carry this stuff around. The only major part here is notice there is one Lowsec system here, and a lot of you older players know about this. It's Vicamia. Um, and so while I can save time, you're going through a little bit more of a dangerous area. This is a very big spot because it's between Amar and Dodixie, and it is one system. Everyone to go a shorter route has to go through this system. So what you can do is use your map to figure out, is this distance longer or shorter? I think it was yesterday or the day before I was doing a run. I think I was on video, and the distance was only 3 jumps, and I didn't have to go through Lowsec. So I had no worries there. Well, you can still die in HiSec, but I had less worries. There was no juncture, and I just decided to go the HiSec route. This could save me 30 minutes if I wasn't doing a 30-minute video. But I am betting, actually I already know, I'm going to be honest with you, I already flew in here. There is a gate camp in here, and there may be a second one now. I'm going to leave my my ship here and jump into a Corvette and go check out the system. and see if there's anybody still there um, gate camping. Because if they're gate camping, there's a good chance I could get blown up in my little ship right here. Now, just to stop any comments that need to do, there's a lot of ships that can get past a gate camp. Uh, we've done a lot of those videos on that. I'll do a lot more in the future. Um, what I wanted to actually show was just a gate camp, and if there's one there. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Corvette here. Why am I doing that? Because I want to just go check that next system, see what's going on there. So we're going to go ahead and undock. There's a lot of different ships that you can do. So there's some very cheap ones that are out there. There's some small frigates. You can use shuttles. You can do uh, ships like my Cheetah, which are covert ops ships. You could fly in there with a group of guys and blow them up if you wanted to. Which I'm really toying with an idea down the road. If I ever made a corporation, I think we would do fun with that. We would look for gate camps and try to blow them up, just for fun. If I ever, that's a long way down the road. So I think if you have a corporation, you have to have something that you do. That would be kind of fun. Might get blown up yourself, but okay. So I'm about to jump into Vacamia here. Got 7 people in system. Nobody on this gate. While I was here about 20 minutes ago, I went and I put 2 perches out, one on each one of the 2 gates that are in the system. There's only 2 gates here, and that's what's important here. So I'm going to warp to Clyde to get off this gate. Okay. So slow in your rookie ship. Okay. Now I could have warped to this Fortizar or something else, but I don't want to rely on somebody else's site. I like having my own save spots. Because what if I fly back in here and this Fortizar is no longer active or something like that? So this makes it easier. I know where my saves are. I can just be ready to click and go, especially when I'm in a faster and a better ship. Now I need to go into the system of Tarta to take this stuff across. Now if I look here, I set up earlier a perch that's right outside of the gate, so I can fly over 150 kilometers outside of the gate, see if anybody's there, and then fly back, or see if there's a gate camp. Now there was about 15 minutes ago, so we're going to go ahead and warp to this spot, and I'll just show you what it is. And this is where, using the maps, .land and the in-game map, you get a feel for what's going on. And I'm going to do one last part here. I'll just show you this gate camp, and then I'll show you how I figured out there was a possible gate camp there. And I do it all the time, so if you want to watch the videos, it's not foolproof, but I did find one. So let's just see here. We're warping in. We're getting closer to the Tarta gate. Warp it in, warp it in, warp it in. There it is. So there is actually one less ship here right now. Now I am going to aim myself in. Wish I had an afterburner arrow. Align, and we'll go ahead and put. Actually, I'm going to align there. So, if you notice, here's the gate. Look at the gate. If I die, I don't care. I'm not going to pay much attention. Here's the gate. And there is a Reaper here. There's a dead ship here, a Galente mining barge. Somebody tried to come through here with a mining barge. And then you've got a Phobos here. And they are just hanging out right at this gate right here. Now, when I was here earlier, there was another ship. I think it was a... shoot. Nope, now he's warping off. Now, he was there earlier, so I'm interested to see... And oh, and an EOS died here too. Interesting. Now he may be trying to warp back to get to me. I don't know. There was a. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and warp to a random planet. Actually, I'm just going to head back. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to warp back to my warp spot at Clyde. And just to check the gate before I then try to go through the gate. And that's what you want to do. You want to go to, some people call them tacticals. I call them perches. Um, I think of tacticals as a generic tactical spot to look at things, whereas I use the word perch so it reminds me that it is for a gate. It's just my own personal thing that I do. Um, but what I'm doing now is I'm flying to my other perch to see if anybody's on here. Okay. Now we're going to see if this can work. I am going to go and I am going to go into Clyde. Since nobody's on the gate, I feel comfortable trying to get through there. Such a slow ship, even being a little Corvette. I'm going to actually try to go through here. So we'll go ahead and dock up. All right. Good girl. You're going to have all sorts of fun tonight. You're going to be up on the top of a mountain. You're going to see some hawks. Yeah. It's a good girl. It's a good girl. All right. Hey, Dan. How you doing? Doing okay? Just got our first vet appointment on Tuesday. Yeah, you do. All right. Hang on. This is going to be important. I got to focus on this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my ship and my stuff, and hopefully I can get through it. If I don't, I die. Eh. I got a good video at it, and you guys get to see me die. Off you go. Oh. No. Make it active. No. Off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp into the system. If nobody's on the gate, I'll warp to the perch that I have, the tactical, and then to see if those gate campers are still there. If they're not, I'll then go through to the other side. And this will save me, just to show you here, I'll be going this far versus this far. So that's where the in-game map can be very helpful. Now you can do something similar with the dot land, but I find it easier to use that for the in-game map. Let's get back to the original point. Okay, we got nobody on gate, so we're going to warp to our tactical. You want to change these tacticals, these perches, all the time, because if somebody sees you at them and they're able to combat probe you down, if they're ones that you're in systems a lot, you want to move those around. Okay, this is the most important part. We're warping in. I can do a D-scan, see if I've only got the Reaper still on there. That's good. Now there is a slight chance the other side in Tarda is a high-sec system, only a 0.5. So there is a slight chance there are gankers there. But it's a small chance. And I'm not really carrying really expensive stuff. This is more of, it would be an annoyance if I were to get shot. There we go. I got nobody on gate. There we go. So that is how you get through a possible gate camp when you don't have a cloak, when you don't have a really good ship. I would suggest not using the ship that I used unless you have it fitted to travel. And even then, you can have better ships to move stuff around. I just didn't have really expensive stuff on here. It's only like 5 million ISK, and I can get this. It's more of a time saver. Down the road, I'll have designated ships that I move stuff around in. As far as Dotland, so I am going to move Eve down here and keep moving. We'll finish up here. As you can see, well, actually, before I do that, nope, you've seen it with the in-game map, the filters that I was talking about earlier. I constantly use the filter ships destroyed in the last hour whenever I'm traveling. It gives me an idea of where possible deaths have happened. If you notice here, this is how I knew that Vikame possibly had a gate camp. It had 3 ships destroyed in the last hour. So whenever I was flying up on it, I took a look at it and it said, ooh, idea. Keep an eye out for that. Now, what I can do here is just go, ooh, 3 ships destroyed in the last hour, and Tar 2. Now, high-sec is a little bit different because a lot of time those are just warring factions, unless you're near Jito or a basic ganker area. But we'll just keep on moving. There are a lot of filters on the in-game map that you can use. And I use them all the time. Where are my filters here? Full screen. There, you have to do the full screen, I guess. And if you go here, it's got all these different filters here. I'm not going to go through those because I want to actually see what I'm doing. Close that out. But I will show you in Dotland, it has very similar stuff. It has other things that are here, which I just started using a lot more for whenever I'm planning to go to certain areas. Things like the radius of a system. Okay? So it may seem a little bit cluttered. If this looks like a lot of information for you, Genesis is a large system. My suggestion would be to pick a system that doesn't have as many, or a region that doesn't have as many systems. Go there and hang out for a little while and get used to looking at the maps. A great example, I go to it all the time, is Molden Heath. It's a smaller region, has less stuff in it. There we are. Notice how there's a lot less going on here. And then I can look here, and this will tell me the radius of every system, how large they are, how small they are. There's different things that are important in regards to that, because if you've got a small system, let's say Memora, it tells you that the system radius is only 5.5 AU across, which is a diameter of 1011. If you know your directional scanning goes out to 14.3, so you know everywhere in this system is seen by both sides of this gate. Another example would be over here, I think it's Majiko, or we'll look at a larger one here. I think it was Majiko. It's really, really big. Where are we there? There it is. No, it's not Majiko. It was something. It was one of these. I know it was. Doesn't matter. The larger the system, the longer it takes to get across, and the harder it is to find people if you're trying to blow them up, and it's easier to hide from people. Let's keep jumping. I want to get home here so I can set these blueprints up. Other things that you can look for are how many belts are in each system. This is really helpful for me. If you're looking for specific types of planets, if you want to do some planetary interaction, you can say, tell me how many plasma planets are in the systems. Say that. Or you can say, what about lava planets? All of these have lava planets if you're trying to build something specific. You can say how many ships have died in the last 24 hours. Okay? So Kattegat has had 22 player ships die in the last 24 hours. That's a decent amount for that system. There's no, if you notice, there's no station there. So that's, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. So there's something happened there. Don't know. Maybe a corporation had in-game fighting or something like that. Over here, it tells you in Aden, 9 ships died, but then 7 pods died on top of that. So somebody was killing, and same thing in Twesnout or Twanused or whatever it's called. T. So things you can get an eye on there. You can do it for the last hour. Okay. We're still jumping. We're still jumping. Okay. All sorts of stuff. Stations. Want to know where stations are? Well, you can see them. You don't need that. Although, I guess this would be helpful. You can see this. It tells you that there's certain types of stations. This tells you that there's 5 of them. So I guess that's helpful. Just jumping. Sovereignty is very important. That's the one that it defaults to. If you're out in different systems, that could be helpful. Vulnerable. Oh, these are for nullsec systems that are controlled by players. Yeah. Well, constellation name. I didn't know that. So it just focuses them as constellation. Gotcha. Wait, just looking here. So this right here is its own little constellation of 3 places. Huh. Did not know that. Actually, 4. 4 right there. Maya, just a little bit more, and then we'll go throw the ball around, okay? All right. So that is Dotland. Just basic stuff. I have reached my research facility, so I am going to go ahead and dock up here and get these up and running so that whenever I come back, I can start doing a little bit of work with some Mars ships, some a little bit larger Mars cruisers, maybe try to do some combat sites. I don't know. There'll be, what I like to do is go real basic. I know I won't be able to do certain things, but then learn those basics and then move on like everything. All right, that's all I got. Hey guys, like I said before, Happy New Year. And I hope you guys have had a great year. I hope you have a great year coming forward. Please stay safe and fly safe. Fly dangerously, fly however that you want. And I will talk to you guys fairly soon. See you.